Our coverage of the NFL brings us to the southern end of the Tar Heel State and to this beautiful venue, Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Here's Harrison Mevis to get this one started. And we're off and running from Charlotte. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Powell from the gun. Metcalf there to bring it in. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 11. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. In motion right is Metcalf. First down, Howell. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Panthers get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. He gets him 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Well, you're getting a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Go! He tries to sneak it. Pushing for the end zone. And he lost the football. It's not loose. And the Seahawks pick it up.
Kate, did those sidelines get loud or what? It was practically in unison. Everybody's shouting to jump on top of that one. We just needed an official signal if it was 6 points or a touchback. And fortunately for them, well, it was a touchback.
So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone.
Mustang 19. Go, Reed, go.
They're going for it. Young. On the move, headed right. And he will score. It's a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Once it became goal-to-goal, Brock, that field goal team just didn't feel like they were ever going to see the field. This team was committed to making a statement on the opening series, even if it meant leaving the offense out there on 4th and goal.
Yeah, I think that's really well said, Kate, for a couple of reasons. Number one, you do get a chance to finish, right? So you do all this work to get there, you want to finish it. But you also know if you don't get it, well, you set your opponent up with some really bad field position. I love that decision.
Mevis ready to send this one away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Handoff running left, Walker. And he's brought down after a nice run and some extra effort. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Nothing for them on second down, and now it's 3rd and 1.
Hey, I know 3rd and 1 feels like an automatic running down, but after seeing that last play yield you nothing, this offense and that coordinator's got a seed of doubt. This defense playing some mind games with them.
That one's out and cut on the right side. He's off to the races. All the way, touchdown Seattle. The Seahawks reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock, but I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on him. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Check. Come on. Set, go.
Hand off to the back. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Brought down by Reek Woolen. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Let's go. Track 60. 19 Lions. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Check go.
From the 24. Makes the grab in bounds left side. They get 28 out of that play. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Set. Corey, 70. Buffalo, 18. Cut 19. Cut 19.
Young on 1st and 10. Completed to his running back. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here we go. Trap 60. 18, Pioneer.
and 8. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he will score. It's a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers break the tie here in the first. Mevis now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Panthers take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Mevis ready to send this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They send a receiver in motion right. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. To give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down. Will give up the gut to Walker. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. And the shotgun. Howell. Metcalf's got it. Complete. He's got a gain of 6 there. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Motioning the tight end now. Throwing on 3rd. Howell. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play. Jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Howell throwing for it. It's caught Metcalf. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit. That big 4th down call is how we close out our first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this. About set for the 2nd quarter. Seahawks football here. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And the defense not caught off guard at all. They track him down after a small gain.
Well, that's a tough one because you could see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle him up before it came to fruition.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. Foul out of the shotgun. Pass complete to Walker. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it sets up Seattle with first down. Now an inside give to Walker. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Let's go. Let's go, lead.
Running with Walker again. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Quick pass, right side, complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Kicking unit comes out for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks tie things up at 14. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. And he'll break the 15, but not get much further. Tough field position to start this one out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Trying the right side. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Byron Murphy there to make the play.
19. 65, 60. Let's go, 19.
2nd and 10 at the 17-yard.
Young looking to throw. Brought in along the sideline. No gain on the play, but an impressive catch all the same.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Track 60. 19 light. Seven pirate.
On 3rd down, it's Young. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Struggling to center it. Oh, it's loose! Well, if there's an avoidable penalty, Brock, that's probably it. He just didn't let him make the fair catch, and that's going to help their field position considerably. A chance to get off the field goes by the wayside. The defensive penalty keeps him out there. Man in motion, headed right. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
This is Walker on second. Has a big hole left. And he's across for the touchdown. And that flag is not going to stop this celebration. They know that's an offsides call. Kicking team on to try the PAT. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Seahawks break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Man in motion here. Here's Young on 1st and 10. It's caught. That's Calvin Austin. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
To the air on 1st down, Young. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. One of the rare instances there, Brock, where the quick slant doesn't win against zone coverage. Just couldn't hang on to the football.
No, we know this, Kate. In man coverage, it's about that separation, right?
Yeah.
You've got to win and create leverage. Versus zone, it's all about that anticipation and accuracy. And if you're not on point, that zone defender can break it up.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
And the Seahawks adding an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're 1st to 3. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Shotgun snap now to Young. Another turnover. This time it's an interception. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. Well, we all know, Brock, those slot guys start piling up receptions, and that makes them a priority target for the defense.
Yep.
They kept someone nearby, and they pick off that check down.
Yeah, if a play breaks down in today's football, like back in my day, last century, you checked down the running back. That's not the case anymore. These slot receivers, well, they're as big a security blanket as running backs are, but the defenses, to your point, Kate, they figured it out too. And that defense, well, they didn't just figure it out in their head. They went out and executed with their bodies to take it away.
Staying with Walker. And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at the vault. It's the Seahawks. With it, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
In motion right is Metcalf. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Howell now. Has him on the quick hitter.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run and break tackles and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team. That's got to be so frustrating for the running. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat. But the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Leading 10 yards now as they line up at 2nd and goal. To throw, Howell. Walker hauls it in. Touchdown, Seattle! So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Now they'll try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks double their lead to 14. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
They're out and set, 1st and 10.
65 cats. Ready. Half the 60. Mustang 19. Ready.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Panthers moving quickly, trying to get set at the line. Setting up the running back screen. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
Set up. Panther 11. Dragon 60. 19 Lion.
Out of the gun, Young. Headed out right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Warrior 70. Buffalo 18.
Sticking to the air, it's Young. Buys time, rolling right. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. So now a much tougher task here as they come up on 2nd and 20.
Ready? Trap 60, trap 60. Go.
Young working from the gun. That's Jonathan Mingo, complete. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line.
It's a gain of 19. And brings up third down.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, I know some old-school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a first down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. How valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one.
They're going for it, Young. He connects downfield on 4. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And they're trying something here. They fake the spike. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks will take over as he picks off his 10th pass of the season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
We had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
65, 65. Let's go now. Mustang 19. Get the points on the board. Ready?
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Come on. Set. Dragon 60.
Play action now. Young. Complete out to the right side. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Offense up to the line fast. Young on 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Brings up 2nd and 16 at the 32-yard line.
Another try following the sack. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks will take over as he picks off his 10th pass of the season. Oh, man, Brock, somebody, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
2nd and 10. Here's Howell. Metcalf there to bring it in. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Throwing on 3rd, Howell. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. Levis now for the extra point. And the kick is good. And the Panthers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. To the ground with Walker. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Yeah, it's just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And he can't find the lane before being wrapped up at the line. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
This wide receiver run game, what it really does, Kate, is it tests the soundness of your defense. How assignment sound are you? Well, that was an excellent example of this defense doing its work on the practice field and, more importantly, put into execution on the game field.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was looking DK Metcalf's way there. And that brings up 4th and long.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. He'll throw it. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. How about 19 yards on fourth down, and the call to go for it pays off considerably. They'll come up 1st and 10. The give now to Walker. He's within striking distance. And finally, he's down at the 5-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet.
And he bowls through the defense for a touchdown. The Seahawks take a 13-point lead. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. His 3rd total score of this game. Those defensive coaches got to be hot, Brock. That was a touchdown that shouldn't have happened. That tackle should have ended it.
You try bringing down one of these NFL running backs then, Miss Kate.
Okay, touche, partner.
They see that goal line. They smell that goal line. It is no sure thing to try to bring down one of those horses before they find pay dirt.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Return starts at the 9. He stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hey, check that.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he gets him around 6 there. Christian Harris on the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
18 Cardinal.
Back to the well again. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Offense in the hurry up here. 2nd and 3. Reeled in by George Kittle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Putting a receiver in motion.
60 Bobcat. Mustang 19. Ready.
Here's Young to throw. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Ready. Panther 11. Dragon 60. 19 Lion.
Looking to throw, Young. Escapes the pocket. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Shut up. 79 Broncos. Warriors 70.
Now Young. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
Buffalo 18. Cup 19. Cup, trap 60. Trap 60. 18. Pioneer. 19 tight. 19 tight. Go.
Now it's Young. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on fourth down.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Set. 70 ready. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Set go.
From the 41. Makes the grab in bounds left side. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
First down, ball at the 36. Running left, here's Walker. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Motioning him from the slot right. And the shotgun, Howell. Catch is made down the right sideline. There it is, touchdown Seattle! The Seahawks have likely locked up the win right there. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Will Riker to kick off.
Here's Reichard, set to kick this away. Brings in the kick at the 9. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Young. Got Mingo, it's complete. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. They send a man in motion. To the air on 1st down. Young. Looking slant route, complete. And this is down all the way to the 3. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. From the red zone now. He's on the move. And he will score. It's a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Bryce Young touchdown. Point after by Mevis is good. And the Panthers get it back to a 14-point game. Mevis ready to send this one away. He's going to field this at the 2. And after the dive, they'll be set up with some okay field position here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. It's Walker on the give. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he found some running room for a nice gain. He picks up 8 on the run, and now they're going to have 3rd and 4.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Seahawks bring it out the punt team. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. This one is fair caught, but let's see what that flag's all about. This drive may not be done. A fortunate break for them as they get a gift with roughing the kicker. Their offense heading back out to keep things going. This drive should have been over, partner, but running into the puncher gives them new life and this 1st down. They'll run here following the penalty. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Play action here with Howell. Caught by the open man. And he has them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. Walker. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Running is Walker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. They've got to keep moving quick here. First and goal. Here's Walker. He's in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Mm-hmm. The Seahawks offense, look at this. They aren't leaving the field, lining up and going for 2. He's throwing for it. And he's into the end zone. That play adds a couple more to their lead.
Quarterback's best friend, big targets in the red zone. Not many guys can match up and defend someone like him, and no surprise, they went right to him for the conversion.
To kick off.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. And he pushes them up to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Buffalo 18. Get it. Come 19. Come 19. Ready.
Young to throw it. Chased out to his right. Trying to push it deep downfield. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
You know, sometimes when you get outside that pocket and your body weight gets going laterally, that ball will sail on you. I mean, that's a tough connection to make, even under the best of circumstances.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
Trap 60. Go. 18. Pioneer. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Out of the gun, Young. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Ready.
On 3rd down, it's Young. That's going to be caught by Mingo. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's good for the Carolina Panthers.
Here's Young on 1st and 10. Forced out to his right. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
Well, you don't get the 1st down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Mustang 19.
Young working from the gun. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he's there to send that one away. Incomplete.
You know, down here in the red zone where there's a touchdown on the line, you really want to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Make sure you know where that throw is going. Get it positioned and swat it away. That is well done.
Here we go. Shot. Dragon 60.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Christian Harris picks it off. And the Seahawks have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day.
4 picks, 1 game. Hey, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. They're 1st of 3. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Wow, they're going to pass it here. On target to Jackson. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
Number 87. A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down.
So the Seahawks take this one on the road. And they end the season the way they have so